Good evening, everyone. Got a fun little review for you tonight. This is a tour watch for a tour I'm running. This is a Omega Seamaster Professional 200, aka the pre-Bond. This is an 80s, well this is a 90s model, but this is a line conceived in the 80s, as you might be able to tell by the wonderful golden color. But this is kind of the last of the Quartz Crisis Omega Seamasters before they came out with the Bond series that is much more well known, and then of which the ceramics are based. So definitely right now these go for anywhere from 400 to 600, the mid-size ones on eBay, and the full-size versions and the automatic versions closer to $1,000, but still well under $1,000. So this is kind of the bargain in Omega watches right now as far as dive watches. But you get a professional 200-meter dive watch. This one, they're all quartz, except for, there are a few automatics out there, but majority of them are quartz. A lot of them are coming out of Japan. Comes with one of two quartz movements. The first one is double regulated. It's got two crystals, and it's been regulated, and it's extremely accurate. That only came out in the first year or so of the early ones, and then after that, you get a still highly accurate and dependable, but just regular old Etta quartz. It's got a date wheel. Its background is gold to match the dial. Let's see if I can get the focus on the dial here. Maybe a little bit. There we go. And it's got a 18 karat gold bezel with an inlay. Looks really nice. The bezel does. I don't really mind the gold on the dial on this. It actually looks pretty classy. The earlier ones had a kind of a spoked pattern on the crown, but this one's got more of a tooth pattern. Unscrews very nicely, pops right out, boom. And the nice part is, in the first setting, instead of it doesn't have a quick set date, but what it has is a quick set hour, which is super convenient. I love it. It's honestly all we really look for in a GMT most of the time. We just want to be able to change the hour quickly, so it's a nice option. The bezel, much grippier than the Bond series with these big spokes, kind of how the crown used to be. These ones, it's very authoritative. It's only a 60 click, but there's no play. Very easy to turn. Make sure I line it up correctly. There we go. The loom is tritium. Obviously it's all faded by now, but it's got an integrated bracelet. Kind of a cushion case, not really a cushion case, but the integrated bracelet makes it have more of a teardrop shaped case. A nice Seamaster detail there. This was a reward watch for someone for years of service at the Corpus Christi port. The clasp is interesting. It's stamped and it's cheap by modern standards, but it's nice. And the interesting part is it's called a double buckle. So if you open it, the dive extension is controlled by this buckle, so you just lift it and the dive extension comes free. So it's a nice way to secure the dive extension, make sure it's not falling out, unlike some of the later Omega bracelets. So most of the early gold ones, I don't know if this is an aftermarket or custom option, but most of the gold ones I've seen come with a big gold Omega here that usually falls out. So I'm kind of happy this one came like this, but I think all the newer, like the lighter models, this is one of the later models, it was made in '92, come with that. Give you some quick dimensions here. I don't know, it's just a cool watch, and if you're looking for a high quality Swiss made dive watch for not a lot of money, these are totally diveable, and if they're serviced correctly they'll run just as forever as the automatic models. 36 millimeters. From the edge of the case to the edge of the case, which is kind of a lug-to-lug, is 40.5, and like most Omega divers, pre-coaxial, nice and thin, 9 mil thick. Sapphire on top, solid case back. Obviously you can't put this on a NATO or rubber without doing some hack job. Switch this to grams, but at 109 grams, nice and light, very comfortable. I'll throw it on the wrist for you. I've currently got a combi on because I get to go to PT tomorrow, so my daily wear watch is packed. Alright, throw it on the wrist, very comfortable. The bracelet is very solid feeling. Fits beautifully on my 6 3/4 or so inch wrist. Just a really nice look, very legible. It's not quite as legible on the video as it is in person, but the bracelet is very well constructed. It's pin and collar. It took me forever to get these collars out because I think the guy wore it for like, or didn't wear it, but it was given to this guy in '92, and I don't think it's been sized since. So the collars were all seized up pretty good, but got it adjusted, and yeah, it's kind of a nod to a different era of Omega, kind of the last era before they started chasing Rolex in terms of price and quality. But it's still incredibly substantial, very comfortable, and I'd recommend anyone that wants to try a cheap Omega to get one of these. So, hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye.